Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity to practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, so welcome back to Reframe Mindset podcast. My name is Colin Smith Brooks, and this is just a quick update episode again. Mhm. Tell the youth or tell the people that what I've been up to for some time. Mhm. So I guess the first thing to say, um, well, this is August 3rd, and yesterday and August 1st was a public holiday. It's Emancipation Day for us in Jamaica. Yeah. So what's that for the people that don't know? So Emancipation Day is basically a day celebrated by us Jamaican as the day where where African descendants were emancipated from slavery. You know, hmm so that's a big thing for us because that's closer to eventually when we became an independent nation, which was August 6th. Mhm. So it's a very important holiday, and this is like a small rant, but it's something for you to ponder. If you're a Jamaican listener as well, is we are emancipated as from slavery and all these things, and we have made progress as Jamaican have access to tertiary education and a majority of things that we never had during slavery. And job, women have the right to work, right to vote, all these things. We have come far. But are we truly emancipated? My theory is we are emancipated from slavery. We are no longer slave, but we are a different kind of slave. If you get what I mean. As majority of people in the world now has a debt that they are trying to pay off. That is a form of slavery. That means you're sub you're um you're under the well, not control, but you don't have full autonomy as yet. You still have a debt to be paid back by to someone, and the person that have that over your head, whether it's the student loan bureau or whatever it be, that kind of makes you a slave. And then over to the religious side, no, then you have people who are slave to sin, you know, which is basically people who commit sins of the flesh like fornication, all these things. Those are sin also can make you be prone to slavery as you're not your lack of discipline and unable to control your body allows you to be slave to the worldly desire. You know, you want what you can't have. You want, and then that can go back to you going to debt again, as you many people going to debt buying a car just to look hype and all that stuff. So Emancipation Day, we have been emancipated as slaves, our African descendants, but our modern day, we're not fully free as yet. And what does fully free look like? We don't know. because that's a complicated thing in itself. But we have come a far way. We are more educated and stuff like that, but we're still not there yet. You know, we're still not there yet. With continuation as a society is not there because a lot of our previous generation is still working to pay off debt that they had, that they have racked up in the past and stuff like that. So we still have a long way to go. And it's not only Jamaica. You have America. America have that 1.5 trillion in debt and 25 trillion overall. So it's not only Jamaica. It's a worldwide thing. But since I'm in Jamaica, I just it's a not common sense thing that we have to just say, yeah, we we are being emancipated from slaves and from being a slave and things like that. But we ourselves have come our own, have, have become voluntary slaves in a sense. Mm. Yeah, so that's why I'm in the rant on Emancipation Day. But we got a holiday on Monday, so that was pretty good. I got to what I actually did was actually went down in the town again and looked for some other places that I could apply to. And what I found in my town, which was pretty unexpected, was a lab. I'm not sure if it's actually a lab because the place were closes. Were closed during the holiday yesterday, but the place is it the name is a name lab. Like you would say Collins Lab. So that's one of the places I'm looking to drop a resume to and look in there and see if it's actually a lab place. And I see some other places too, like some other banks and some stuff that I would. So overall, when I actually go and scout out the town and stuff like that, I actually found like 16 places that I would apply to, more places other than the five that I actually initially applied to. But now, as uh, frustratingly enough, my auntie, come in and say, "Oh, I should give my resume to experts to look it over." So what? So now, so while I have the 16 places in mind, now I have to wait to see, wait until the person look it over and make some changes and whatnot. So that's a pause for now. So as for the job searching series, now the thing is basically I'm just going to just ride out this week. I and also the amount of money to actually print the amount of resume, the 16 resume, that's $2,400. That's a lot. And it's a funny thing where you realize that damn bro, just to get a job, you're actually spending a lot of money just to get a job. That may not even pay that much. That's the thing, where that's the reason why I'm doing the job search the way I'm doing it. Just because uh, there's a lot of people right now that have a job that really can't cover their lifestyle. Their lifestyle is really overextended. So that's one of the reasons why I do it the way where I'm actually looking at job in my town and not really anywhere else first because the the travel expense, the food expense, and everything will be much lower if I actually get a job in my town rather than trying to go outside and stuff like that. So you know that's it on that. What else? Was I saying? Oh, so the job series. So yeah, my aunt say yeah, I have to give it to one of my cousins to look over and stuff like that. So right now I can't really just go and print out the resume to give them out today. So yeah, I'm waiting on that now. But the other plan is this week I'm just going to wait it out and see if none of those five persons, no, none of those five company actually give me a call to say yeah, you know. But once I get back the resume re-edited, I'm going to send out the rest of the 16. And yeah, and then what will happen is basically I'm just going to wait out 2 weeks basically to see if I get any call. Then if not, the plan is then to look into the neighboring parish that I'm in Montego Bay, and actually as Montego Bay have a lot of places also, but it's that the fear will be a lot more, traveling distance a lot more and stuff like that. So you know, so that's the plan. I know, funny enough, I never really planned on sending any resume to any school or stuff like that. But you know what I've just realized? Next month is September, guys. Next month is actually September. I'm like, come on, bro. It was like yesterday that we were battling Corona. And now it's basically another school year for my people that's going to school now. So that's wild, That's wild. So, but with all that being said, that's my thing on Emancipation Day and the job search series. Right now, what I also did was trying to set up the gameplay recording, and the software that I've been using wasn't working well. Wasn't working well. But I was on YouTube video and I found another software that seemed much better and that may actually work better with what I'm using. So I'm planning to actually just go use try that and see if actually works. So now if it actually works and thing, then I actually can just start recording some gameplay to upload on YouTube, and what will that do? It'll basically give me a chance to get some more viewers onto that channel, and then basically get more people to look at the other things that I have, which is basically the podcast trailers, and then hop onto the podcast. Oh, as for the SoundCloud thing, I upload all of them. I upload all of the Anchor podcast episode onto SoundCloud, and I get few likes, like people like the track and like a certain episode or something like that. But other from that, nothing really changed. Nothing really changed. So, but I have a month subscription on it, so I'm just going to wait out the month and see what happens. But the good thing or nice thing I see about it is it has a share feature, which when I share it on my Instagram and stuff like that, you see like the name of the episode or stuff like that, compared to how I usually share it on my social media. So I'm going to just use that for a few days of the month and just so people can actually see the name and stuff like that, and maybe they get more interested in actually looking into the Reframe Mindset podcast. As the titles, these are really some catchy titles that I have, So, but you know, people, I think what turns people off mostly is the act of actually going and actually listening to the episode. So I just think ideally the 30 days of just me using that feature of just posting the from SoundCloud to the social media and actually make them see the title and stuff like that. May eventually get them to say, okay, let me just try one of the episode. And that episode was I went to watching another and stuff like that. Mhm. But that's it in relation to all what I've said. Mhm. So yeah, look forward for the next episode, and October is soon here. So and that's when I said I was actually planning on releasing some the interviews that I've recorded. So mhm. I guess with it becoming September soon, I really need to finish up these ones that I haven't actually sent them out and see if I can try get them recorded and stuff like that. But my thinking is, regardless what happen is, if I'm using this time to actually just build up the podcast audience and stuff like that. But I think the people that I've got so far, I think they can bring a certain pulling power that will get the other people that I'm trying to interview, not some of the big ones, but some of the other ones to change their mindset to say, okay, I might actually try interview and stuff like that. So that's the plan. So that's the plan. So I did what would happen is even if I don't get anybody now until then, when all the set of interviews are up, then the other people I could actually get them and say, okay, I actually record an interview with you and stuff like that. So so that's the plan in regards to that now, and look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
What I've also done is I took the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, and it was pretty simple. I just got one poke, and it was okay. And as I have little knowledge since I have a bachelor's in biochemistry and things like that. I guess my rookie opinion in taking the vaccine is, for one, I'm pretty young, so it's not something COVID. I theoretically I had a high recovery rate chance from the COVID and stuff like that. But if you're older, I always tell people that take multivitamin and stuff like that. Keep the immune system up, and that's generally what I will also do as well when taking this vaccine, because keep the immune system up so that it can actually get the practice.